Thanks so much for coming out. What an awesome turnout. It's great to be in Kansas. I was happy when I got the plane. It wasn't as cold as the last time I was here, I think, for the convention. So that was good news. We're going to talk about zonal defending. The good thing is most of these players have not ever played a zone before. So it'll be a great opportunity for them to evolve as players. And then also we're going to talk about things that may be a little different than how a lot of you coach. How many of you guys, when you defend, ask your players to funnel outside? If they have an opportunity, you ask them to funnel outside the field of play. How many of you guys funnel outside? Most of you guys funnel inside to the play? How many of you guys funnel inside? The rest of you guys don't know what you do? Come on, participate. Anyway, from my experience coaching, most club coaches, high school and collegiate, encourage funneling outside. Okay, funnel away from the center. We and the women's national team experimented for a number of years funneling inside. So today, and so just to give you a different look, we're going to encourage you guys defensively, whenever you can, to funnel inside, provided you have cover. And that will include, 20, 30 yards out as well. And we'll talk about why we do that and why we found it successful over the course of this. The other thing that I want to emphasize, especially for the players, but also as coaches, a lot of times our players hear zone and they think one thing, and they hear man-to-man and they think something totally different. And in my opinion, they're really on a continuum. A great man-to-man player or marker understands how to contribute to the team defense. They actually know how to zone when they're not in the field of play. And vice versa, anyone that's a great zonal defender is first a great individual defender. And I think that's something that's very important to communicate to your players, that they're just an emphasis change between one or the other, but you need to be first a great individual defender in whatever system or zone you choose to play. So we're going to start just by warming these girls up, just some very basic talking about technique of closing, deceleration. So let me that 8 group, just pop out onto that set of cones. If you could knock 4 balls down for them, please. And then I need one more, let's see, let's bump one back so we have an even number on this side. Pop one down here, and then Nia, Avriel, and Sally, let's get you guys to have a partner that pops out about 15 yards. So each of you guys face one of them, spread out along the line, the 4 of you. So there should be one more here, 4 against, and then one facing each of these players, and make sure you're spread out so as you're defending, you're not running into each other. Okay, so a little more urgency as we're getting going here. So just to start with, all I want you to do, Nia, we'll start with you. Knock it in a little bit too close, so back up, please. But on the run. Every time I ask you to do something on the run. Okay, let's just have you go first. I want you to knock into your teammate. You're going to try to dribble around her to this line. I want to just take a look at how you defend her. Okay, here we go. Closer, closer. Good, good, good. Good patience. And what I'm going to do for a minute, I'm going to let them just get their bearings before I coach them. So you guys each are doing that. Now you guys pop out doing it on that side. You guys are doing it here. Okay, here we go. And begin. Same thing? Everyone going at the same time? If you're running into each other, spread yourselves out. You get to the line, let the same player defend a number of times so I have a chance to get around to them. So jog back out to your same spot and repeat. So again, I like to get them just getting going, sorting it out for themselves for a minute. Okay, I want to see lows. Keep playing while I'm talking. Lower your center of gravity. Decelerate. Don't let them beat you with their first touch. Okay, attacking people, you need to step it up. I want to see you get to your top speed a little quicker. Try to use your momentum against them. Here we go. Good. Go at her. Go at her. Go at her. Go at her. Okay, you guys need to spread out a little bit. Good, good. Okay, jog out, jog out. I'm going to give them 1 or 2 more times, and then we're going to break it down a little bit. I'm going to see if any of you guys notice. I like to wait a minute and see what's sort of consistent among a greater number of players So when I make a criticism or a coaching point, it affects a greater number of players. So I'm going to ask you guys on the outside if you could pick one thing to layer in, what you might layer in. Okay, here we go. Okay, and good. And just take a rest. Players, anyone on the outside see something that they might think would help the greater number of players? Anybody? Anybody notice anything? Nobody? Okay, raise your hand so I can see you. Coach? Yeah, absolutely. Part of any exercise, even though we're focusing on defense, is only as good as the other side of the ball. So you guys on the ball are making their job very easy. So I need you, if they're running this way, you want a little bit, and you have space, a little bit bigger touch, okay? You're bearing it under yourselves a little bit. What about defensively? Does anyone notice anything? Yeah, coach. Stabbing at the ball. Part of that, yeah, so their body shape, if every one of these players has a very different body shape. I'm seeing some players closing like this. I'm seeing some players close like this. So the intent, every time you're funneling a ball or pressurizing a ball, there's an intention behind what you're doing. Okay, so since we're funneling in, if you're on the outside, I want you to work to force her into imaginary cover. Okay? What I'm noticing from you is you're so side on, they literally could split you, shoot, pass, whatever they want. So you want to funnel, let's just knock me about for a second. Okay, so as you're funneling, coming into funnel, if I am so side on, I'm giving too many opportunities. Where might we want to be more, that side on? Where could we afford to be more side on like that? Not necessarily wide versus central, but which part of the field? Where can you take more risk? Up in the attacking third. So maybe, like, we invite our front runners to try to funnel into our midfield. But even so, there's a huge difference, and you're going to see one of the things when we are coaching elite players or any level player, it's all the same game. But the great players can focus on the subtleties at a greater, do things in less time, less space, and with more detail. So funneling from here and here are very different. The window of opportunity for that player changes just by the shape of this player on the ball. So even though we may funnel more into our midfield and invite that pass, whereas around the final third we may actually flatten out, it's not so open that the covering player can't play that ball that's in. So the job of the funneling player is to make that play predictable. And then as we go into different parts of the field, when we end with coaching the game, you're going to see me talk about, based on where they are on the field, the degree of angle that is acceptable. So the subtlety of the pressuring player really matters based on where they are on the field, where their cover is. Okay, so let's just do that for one more minute. Let them see if they can correct a couple of those things. Don't let them pass you. Your job is not to let them pass you. Don't let them pass you. Here we go. Don't let her pass you. Closer, 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 closer. Good, much better. Okay, lower your center of gravity. Decelerate soon enough that you can change direction. It's okay. Okay, what would you correct? I'm going to pick on you for a second. What would you correct? What's happening here?
I'm too high. Maybe.
You're not... Okay, let's hold it for a second. Some of you guys are getting in there now and closing, but you're not prepared to change direction. You want to close that space and decelerate, but your foot is ready to change direction. So all your weight is still going this way, so all it does is take a touch to beat you. So I want you to get out and close, but as soon as you're closing, you're almost retreating with her touch. Okay, and then when she makes a mistouch, you're in. Okay, here we go. Don't get impatient. Don't get impatient. Keep your feet moving, feet moving, feet moving, feet moving. Better, better. Part of the job of the first defender is to buy time.